Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today we have another mask. This one is a boat shape mask. It looks like a little boat. And this style is very popular in Asia. And I have a simple pattern you can follow. You can just draw it up on a piece of printing paper. It's very easy to draft the pattern. With this mask, there's an area you can insert your filter. You can also have a wire pocket to insert your wire for the nose area. For the pattern, you only need a 7" by 10" fabric. You need two of this. So I like to print out my own fabric with my computer. I use the canva.com to design the graphic, and I print it out on a piece of white fabric that's attached to a freezer paper. You can look at my previous video for the process of designing your own fabric. And because I don't need the size to be big, so this is a good project to design your own fabric. Now after I print it, I want to heat set, so I'm going to iron it for a couple minutes, and we can start taking off the freezer paper and use the fabric. So I decided to draw the pattern on the back side of the fabric because it still has freezer paper attached. So I draw 10" by 7" rectangle. I'm going to draw the four corners. It's 2" by 2", so it's very easy to draw. And that will be your pattern. So the corner is 2" here by 2" here, and then you draw a line across. And it's the same 2", 2", and 2", 2". And that will be our pattern. And we need to cut 2 pieces of that. It will be like that. One for the front, one for the back side. And for the filter, we can just cut one piece of 6 by 6" square. It will be smaller than our main piece. It's shorter here, but that's on purpose, so you will fit better after it's done. After we cut it to the pattern shape, we can just peel off the freezer paper so you can see the fabric. Now we cut all the pieces, we are ready to sew. And we will start with the square filter cover. You only need to fold in a little bit, maybe a 1/4 inch. And then fold it twice so you can finish the edge, and do it the same on both sides. And you can pin it or clip it and sew a straight line on both sides. Next, we want to sew the front and back piece together, and the filter pocket will be on the outside of the back piece, so it will be like that after it's done. So when we are sewing, we can place it this way. The front side of the mask is matching the front side of the filter pocket. So that's the layers. And we are going to sew all the way except this side, so we can turn it over. And as you can see, the filter pocket is smaller. So I match one side first and pin first. And then when we turn around, you can see there's a gap, and we have to move around the fabric so it's matching. And then we can start sewing all around except this part. We can leave this so we can turn around. And you only need about 1 centimeter or 3/8 of inch seam allowance. After sewing the seam allowance, I will clip the corner to reduce the bulk of fabric before I turn it inside out from here. Now I clip the corner, and I'm ready to turn it inside out. That's what it looks like. You can see the pocket is already here, and we just have to close this opening and just sew a line here. And then I will iron it first before the next step. Now I iron the piece and sew close the opening. And the next step, I'm going to fold it to the center like that. Here is the center line. We are going to fold it to the center. We'll fold to the center line and sew a line here. And we'll do the same on the other side. Fold to the center line and then sew a line here. And it's easier to iron the center line like that, so you can see where's the center line. And then we fold in half. This line will match the center line. And just iron again. Now you can start to see the shape of the mask. I saw the line very close to the edge, maybe 1/8 of the inch. It's the same here. The next step is a tricky part. We can look at this slope here, halfway of this line, and we are going to fold up. But instead of just folding up like that, we want this line to be parallel to this line. So we are going to fold like that. And you can see the left side kind of flies up, but that's what we want. We want to fold it up this way and make sure this line is parallel to this line here. And we can pin it, and we'll do the same on the other 3 corners. So halfway of this line here, we fold it down, but instead of fold it down, we fold it parallel. We really have to lift up the back piece. You can see this line is parallel to that line, and we'll pin it. So I pinned this side. You can see it becomes 3-dimensional. And I pin this one, and this is the last one. Fold it halfway, but move closer to the edge here. So this line is parallel to that line. And then we can start sewing the line here to secure it. So we'll have 4 little lines, 1 in each corner. We are very close to finish now. All we need is to insert the wire for the nose if you want to. It's optional. And insert the elastic for the ear loop. And I'm going to sew up a channel like that. You can see I have 3 sides and leave the bottom side open here, so you can take out the metal piece when you need to. I'm using the twisty tie. You can use gardening wire or reuse the wire from disposable mask. And this one is too long. I will cut it smaller and draw the location of the wire. And make the channel a little bit wider than the wire. If it's too small, it's difficult to insert. Now we just sew the line here and here. So that's the wiring channel. Now we can insert the wire from under the filter pocket. Now the last thing we have to do is to insert the ear loop. I cut 2 pieces of 12-inch long elastic. People can adjust to any length they want. And I will just place it here, fold it over, maybe 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. You can go over top of this, it's okay. And then just sew a line here. So it creates a channel, and it's the same on the other side. Now we sew up both sides. We can just tie up the elastic, and then we are done. Once you tie up the knot for elastic and it fits you, you can cut off extra and just hide the knot under the channel here. But that's optional too. You can just leave it like that. And that's it. You just made a mask with custom fabric design. Thank you for watching the video today, and happy sewing!